All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Rob here at Smirking Gun Reviews. We've done it in about 12 hours or so, maybe a little under, but we've gotten to the end of Stranger Things in about that amount of time in one day. 8 videos. I think it's got to be the record. And like I said, I just said on another YouTuber I was doing a live stream with, no more days of cranking out the videos. I guess not when Stranger Things is involved, apparently. Sorry to all the people that watched Dark, and it took me a while to get through that. I guess maybe that means that this is not as smart a show as Dark is, and I'm not going to concede that. That's a definite truth. This is more fun, okay? Um, so we are at Season 3, Episode 8, the season finale, The Battle of Starcourt. So, yes, this is the Goonies sequel we'll never get. This season really was a lot of fun. Uh, just way more like bright and colorful and just taking shots anywhere they could get to get a some sort of 80s nostalgia out there. It was just hitting everything out of the park to me. And even things like that, my problems I had with it didn't take away from any of the enjoyment I had. This was just fun. Our characters were making mostly smart decisions. Characters that I didn't normally like, I liked. Characters that other people like, I don't. But this was just a great and jam-packed finale. This felt way longer than what it was. Um, and so we might as well just jump right into it because I'm going to talk about it the way, I saw it. And, so full spoilers again if you have not seen this. All right. So right off the bat, god damn, I have to take myself back an hour and about 20 minutes ago. So John is just jumping right in. I really like that he's just a man of action. He's become quite the man of action. Like when push comes to shove, but he's trying to cut the thing out of Eleven's leg, and I'm just like, okay, that's gross enough. But then she's just like, stop. I can do it. I'm like, she always does this. And I'm just like, God, Jesus Christ. She rips the thing out of her own leg, shattering glass as she flings it across the room. And then it's just like, I just wrote, Hopper puts his foot down literally. And he crushes the thing, which is, our beginning. So the gang's all together. Again, finally in episode 8. We've been everybody's been kind of grouped up. And I thought maybe that I wouldn't like that, but I really liked it because they put everybody with the people that they need to be with in the most effective way to tell the story and have it be entertaining. So you got Hopper and, Joyce together for this whole thing, and I think that worked out. It created built their relationship better. And I don't know, maybe some of this all had to do with scheduling and stuff. I don't know. But, then you got Dustin and Steve, Robin and Erica in their own movie. You've got the rest of the kids in their other movie. Mike's mom had her little, mini movie in there somewhere. So it's just, come on, man. This just had so much. Um, and yeah, after everybody's explained everything, it's just like, I love Steve's reaction. It's just, okay, I got it. I'm just making sure because this is all insane. um, and Justin and Erica knowing their shit, telling them like, hey, this is what's what. You guys go down there, you're going to die. And just still they want to navigate, and Hopper's just still like, no matter how smart they are, he's just like, nope, guys aren't going anywhere down there. But he does get Hop over a barrel because he's got the antenna that he left up there. So being a nerd helped. And Hopper really hated that. You could see that he hated having to admit that Dustin pretty much showed him up right there. But it was really funny. Also, they get to drive away in the Todd mobile, the Todd father, but now it's the Steve Daddy is the term that gets coined here. Damn straight it is. Steve can call his car Steve Daddy. Um, Joyce kept saying she's going to be fine, she's going to be fine, so I wrote probably not. Little did I know that how wrong I was in that department. Um, Fat Magnum PI wants to protect 11, and I only say that sentence so I could say Fat Magnum PI. because that's what he looks like. But I mean that with respect, though. He looks like, if Magnum PI had a few extra pounds on him. And I just gotta say, throughout this, I still think Winona Ryder's hot. I mean, I guess we're kind of near the same age, so I guess it's normal. But I mean, when I say hot, I mean so there's this scene where they're trying to get the car started because, of course, the car won't start, right? But we needed to throw in another cliche from the 80s. Well, actually, it's a cliche from forever, but horror movie cliches anyway. And I'm like, oh shit, it's the Termite. Oh wait, no, it's Billy. So Billy's back to make sure they stay put or kill them, I guess. Because he doesn't really have any other motivations now that we've got this giant monster running around. So it's like Billy's just kind of sidelined, but he's walking around and he wants revenge. I don't know. I guess he's been the monster's right-hand man ever since, I guess he needs like a human representative or some shit. I don't know. But kaboom, yeah, like I said, that's the plan. Blow the fucking place up. I said it would be on fire before the end of the episode or end of the show. Lieutenant Molotov is what he called himself. So yeah, we got, after you say Lieutenant Molotov, you get a bunch of dead Ruskies. And time to improv. So basically, yeah, I mean, the guy gets... the guy can't remember the thing. Hopper's just like, fuck this, and shoots everybody. We finally get a body count of bad guys. So it's time to go undercover and sneak in. And I mean, come on, this was stupid. I mean, come on. It was supposed to be an homage to 80s stuff, but done, realistically. And in this, it's just like, they might as well be Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd and Spies Like Us just being like, hi, we're totally Russian. But then we find out, yep, Susie is totally real. Susie's totally real. Yeah, like I was saying, easy infiltration, man. They just go right by guys, like just. But then, what's his name? The conspiracy reporter gets humiliated again by frickin' Dustin, leading him to say, "I hate children." 11 is still broken, and the monster drops in to say hi. So basically, this giant thing is now come right inside the mall, and I mean, again, I'm not really feeling that tension. You know what I mean? I just feel like everything's gonna be okay. And again, with the plot armor that all these characters have. I never really felt like anybody major was in danger. Because everybody's just so plucky. There was nothing. If they were gonna do like a sudden death, that would be one thing. But it just never felt like they were getting to that pitch. If that had happened, I'd have been like, oh shit. Because I feel like that was the only way a major death was gonna happen. Was out of just nowhere. Like no build up. Even though like everybody kind of has like build up to their character. Like I was wondering if 11 was going to make it, but nope, she just gets the thing out of her leg and she's fine. I mean, she doesn't have her powers right now, but I mean, otherwise she's fine. I did like the Winona's or Joyce's impersonation of Hopper. That was pretty good. They finally make a decision to make a date. So they both have figured out that they're going to move on, which means when you start being happy, that's when you know there's a fucking target on your back. I love that they're navigating through the My Little Pony thesis. Pretty funny that they're still bringing that back. The comms go down when the monster screams into the walkie-talkie, as monsters are wont to do. But we get Steve to the rescue. Steve runs down there in a heroic fashion. I was waiting, okay, what's Steve going to do? But then he just kind of disappeared from my mind because so many other things were happening, especially mostly because I was so like the slingshot distraction. We're building up all this tension for a slingshot distraction, and they're treating it like Luke shooting the Death Star, like dun, 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 dun. All it did was distract it and move it away. This isn't like, I don't know. That doesn't deserve that tense of music. Okay, so yeah, like I said, they just get brushed past Russian security. Like, okay, yeah, go ahead, people who clearly aren't who they say they are. Dustin, of course, knows Planck's constant that they got wrong. Just another thing that will piss off the reporter guy. And but then they're out there in the car again. He gets the ignition key, right? They fix the car. They're out there. They're trying to start it. Of course, it's not starting again. And Nancy can't shoot a gun. And so just as he's about to... I mean, I honestly forgot what was going on and thought Nancy's going to die. But see, like I said, there was no buildup. This was just about to happen. And so I thought, Nancy's about to die. Boom! Fuck yeah, here comes Steve. Crushing it as usual. So Steve comes and saves the fucking day again. Like I said, best character on the show. Just always running right into trouble and being a hero, which is going to get him killed one of these days. But then we get it. Yes. Oh snap, Susie really is real. You know, we think it's maybe real at first, but nope, she's really there. And she's nobody famous or anything, but she's, I don't know. But I like how Eric is just like, get the goddamn number already. This is, like I said, this is the Goonies that we're never going to get. So this is the closest to it this season. And I just love, all the kids being all sweary. Because that's how kids are, man. They swear. When you're not around parents, your kids swear up a fucking storm. Even the nice ones. Even the ones, think swear. Yeah, they're probably the ones who swear the most. And speaking of swearing, Susie's a bit of a bitch, isn't she, to be like this in this situation? They write her. That's a bitchy thing to do. Make him bend over and, well, not bend over. Make him perform like a monkey for you. Because I just got started going, what the fuck is happening? They literally sang Never Ending Story, which, look, it's funny, it's hilarious, but really, right now, okay. This is happening. I love Hopper's reaction is just like, okay, fuck. And then somebody finally yells enough, which is like the audience yelling at the TV at that point, like, enough, okay, we get it. I'm a nerd, but I don't want to hear Never Ending Story right now. Not for that long. And it's like we're only halfway through the episode at this point. I was just like, holy shit, I feel like I've been watching this for an hour. Like, so much has been jammed in here. And so, yeah, it's time to shut down the machine. I love... like, when Hopper runs in there with the gun and it's like, everybody out! I've always wanted to do that. That would be so much fun. But then that means I'd be, in a situation where I would need a machine gun and to get a bunch of people out of a room. And I don't think there's any good guy scenarios that would have me in that situation. So best probably just leave that to a video game or something. Billy takes 11 pretty easy. He just comes in there and slams everybody around. The next, and then she's just up and gone. Next part is 1, 2, Terminator. So yeah, they get the keys, they find the keys, they're all set up. And again, this guy just comes out of fucking nowhere. Just like the first time he fought him, he's just there. And so this is round 4. Fight. And again, it's just like, there's no clear victor. They cut away, damn it. But this is where the kids all get the bombs out with the fireworks, and it's all a pretty display. Basically, it's not really going to do anything to this thing. It's just a distraction to keep, so that somebody fucking turns the goddamn keys or destroys the superconductor. And I guess the one thing causes the other to happen anyway, so it's just like, that really sucks. But as soon as you see Hop and him fighting in front of the conductor, you're like, yeah, that guy's going into the fucking conductor, right? Yeah, I mean, it's going to happen. We got Billy back again. And at this point, I'm just like, fuck Billy, sorry, he had a good run, right? I mean, I just don't, like, all those other people are dead. Billy's going to have to go too. So, and then Winona Ryder, she becomes MacGyver with the belt and everything, which is pretty funny. And we then see that Billy's you can tell that Billy's, once Elle reaches Billy with the whole, the wave was 7 feet tall, and he walks him through that memory of his mother and how that was like the last happy memory. He was happy then, and realizing that he used to be, a happy, good kid, and kind of snaps himself out of it enough to sacrifice himself to the monster. Again, really just a gesture. It's just more of a distraction. It keeps him away from 11. Um, and then after um, Hop throws, yep, he went in. He throws the guy in there. I'll see you in hell. But yeah, he throws the guy in there. He goes gooified, and then it all gets all messed up, and Hop can't get out of there, leading him to smile and nod at Joyce, saying, "It's okay, you can do it." And Hop sacrifices himself and gets vaporized, assumedly with everybody else that wasn't protected in that area. I did not see that coming, and I don't like that. But I mean, okay, so they kill a main character, and they killed David Harbour, the best, like one of the best top characters. He's like in the top 3 characters to me. And so, yes, we lose him. Now, I don't know if that's because he wanted out, or he was, or it was time for his story to come to a close. But I still feel like I wrote down at the time that he died, right? I wrote time travel season 4. Let's make it, there was a lot of Back to the Future in this episode, in this near the end of this. A lot of references to Back to the Future. So this could be foreshadowing. That's what I kind of felt like, is that we didn't see him get vaporized like everybody else. It's just there was a flash of light and then he was gone. So no body, no death. Or I thought maybe he was stuck in the upside down, maybe, that he got sent there, kind of like Billy. Those are my first initial things before I even got to the end of the episode. That's just what I came up with. And it's sad because he didn't get to say goodbye properly to 11. We still have 24 minutes left in the episode. Holy shit. And then, of course, this is when, after everything is done, right, they close the thing, the monster dies, and Paul Reiser, the army, and the army show up, because that's how it was in those movies where everybody else did the heavy lifting, and then the army comes in to be all, row, 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 everybody down, like, yep, great. Another great cliche, though, used here. And then, but when Paul Reiser is looking at the crack in the wall where it was coming out, I felt like he definitely lingered a little too long on that. That scene lingered too long on the crack, and then Reiser's reaction. Maybe it was just supposed to be a normal, I'm not sure about this situation, but when I see the crack still open even a little bit, I go, oh, well, come on. Like, finish the fucking job, will you? When 11 realizes that Hop's dead without any words from anybody, that was really, really freaking sad. And again, David, they did it. They killed somebody off that actually means something on the show. At least, for now, we're going to have to speculate forever until, maybe somebody sees filming of season 4, because nothing gets not spoiled anymore. I really don't want to know. That's why I really didn't watch trailers for this right up until I was about to start watching the show. I just knew of it, like I just avoided the trailers. And then we do our 3 months later jump. So, yep, so we had plenty of time to do some setup, but really it felt less like a setup than a goodbye. And so I kept waiting for something to happen, but it was confirmed by pictures that mall was on fire. So I was right, but I mean, I think I was playing like pretty easy odds there that place was going to end up on fire. The Cutting Edge thing was a really great parody of a current affair back in those days. That was like one of the first like gossip shows that would come on at like 3 in the afternoon, or right before cartoons, or right after cartoons, before the like early news, I think, somewhere around there. But with their stupid ass exposés, man. Okay, so that's like TMZ before TMZ is what I'm saying. The family video interview was great. I thought that was, just the fact that it was in a family video. If you know what a family video is, you're awesome. And Robin's a great wingman. This is the thing. I think Steve's suffering, is attributed to how he was when he was in high school. And now he just has to prove to everybody that he's more than high school. Because there's a whole big thing about that throughout this, season is, what are you after high school? Are you still going to be like a high schooler, or are you going to start using what you learned and do things with your life, and you don't have to worry about high school anymore. Once you're out, I mean, that's the thing. Another thing that they talk about in this is, you got to let people make their mistakes. You can tell them all you want, but they're going to rebel. And it just, yeah, you try to prepare them and everything, but they just got to go through it. Everybody just has to go through it. So, I don't know. Anyway, uh, Joyce sold the house. We get what I wrote, never-ending story redux, so everybody's going to Dustin's never going to live that whole thing down, ever. They'll be telling that story when they're like 67 years old. And I guess Will's over everything. I feel like that was a pretty important moment, and they just kind of gloss over it as if, oh, I'm just fine. I'm fine, guys. I'm good. Like, God, boys just don't, like he just, I don't know, gets over his feelings without, I don't know. I just feel like that's a little too clean. And it felt like, I guess, Will didn't really get a hero moment. He was just another kid. So I guess that's not the end of the world or anything. It's just John and Nancy are sad, but they're going to be fine. You know, I don't know why John's moving. Can't he leave, like, let his mom go with Will and 11? You know what I mean? So if they break up, it's because he shouldn't have left. 11's still broken. We get this awkward goodbye with Mike. Again, she has to say I love you too and lets that wuss off the hook. He's still been sitting there going, oh, I don't recall. Like, I know I was awkward too, but it's a TV show and I don't know. I just don't like Mike that much. He's like one of the only people I just kind of don't like. I don't know why. But we do get the Hopper's heart-to-heart letter and this goodbye that he writes. The letter that he was trying to tell them. And it's a nice little setup for her life and where things go for her. And I'm still going, okay, when are you going to hit me with that teaser? Because he says it in there now. He says, we want to turn back the clock. Now, maybe I'm just reading things into this that I want, right? I'm sure that that's at least part of this. But I'm still just want to point out that there is foreshadowing. There's a lot of time travel stuff brought up in parts of this season. Almost like they're preparing us for, don't worry, we're going to figure out a way to get Hop back. But if not, anyway, I'm just keeping hope alive, right? Already, not even day one is over. And I'm like, bring back Hopper. But I'm not going to put that in a hashtag or anything for people that, don't want it spoiled, because that would just be a complete spoiler if I hashtag that in like the description or anything. That would be awful of me. I was like asking how many people are moving, and I realized, oh, it's just 11's going with them because she needs a parent. Everybody else has a parent. Again, but it also made me go like, why is Jonathan leaving then? Like, why can't he just stay behind with Nancy and make, really pretty-eyed babies? Keep the door open 3 inches from the letter, I guess, could be considered this show's I Love You 3000. That's kind of how I feel about this. But that's basically the end of it, and there is no kind of like setup for next season. It's kind of a goodbye, and it's kind of too brief to feel like a series is over, and then we do get the mid-credits scene. So that jumped in and gave me faith that they're definitely coming back, but it wasn't what I thought. Although that's not true, because we just don't know who the American is. We go to Kamchatka, Russia, where there's like a facility where they go past a couple of cells, they say, no, not the American, and they put the guy next to the American in with the Russians have a Demogorgon. And so the Russians have that, and I'm assuming that the person in the cell is Hopper. How he got there, I don't know. Maybe it's not him, but I mean, dollars to donuts, I'm going to say the most obvious thing, because if anything, this show is a bit predictable, and so I guess saying he's the American lets everybody at least feel for the time being that Hopper is fine, or at least, alive. And that's it. That's season 3 of Stranger Things. This was a blast. I'm sorry if I maybe took a little too clinical or, kind of my own like take on this, but it was a lot of fun. There was so many homages to things and so much nostalgia to love, and I know that that's easy, right? It's just plugging at really easy things, but you know what? Sometimes I want easy. I've been watching a lot of complicated stuff, And it's nice to be able to just sit back and enjoy a good show with really interesting characters and giving me nostalgia of something that I remember when I was a kid. Make me remember the parts of my childhood that I actually did enjoy. And that's what this show gives me. It makes me remember what we looked like back then, even though it feels like just yesterday for me. I don't know. But this show really delivered this season, getting us out of the dark and into the light. They did some interesting new things with the upside down world, and how we never really got answered, like the upside down people. That's a thing, right? Those were real, like, or was it just itself planting? I don't know, itself, little versions of itself inside you, and that those versions were just kind of like, I don't know. I'm gonna break my brain again, and I don't want to do that again today. But I just want to thank everybody that's watched this and put up with me, ups and downs for all reviews. Hopefully you guys liked them mostly. I haven't even watched any of them back because I've been just trying to watch everything. So I'm about to find out what they all look like. Hopefully they aren't dog shit. Otherwise, if you liked this review, please hit the like button. If you're not already a subscriber, please become a subscriber. Otherwise, hit the bell for all notifications. Ding, dong, done, all that crap. Otherwise, that's Stranger Things Season 3 over in less than a day. I got a whole other day off tomorrow to do whatever, so maybe I'll go see Spider-Man again. So this is Robert Smirking on Reviews saying thanks for watching these. Leave it in the comments section what you guys thought of all this. I'm glad I was able to get it all done in less than a day, so have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your 4th, and see you next time.